is filled with outrage over the way you've been treated by Carrier and United Technologies.
Carrier has chosen to abandon these employees and the state of Indiana.
I was sick to my stomach when I heard about the 2,100 jobs that were leaving. Was it because we don't have skilled workers? Was it because of government regulations? When you make $7.2 billion, it's because of greed.
These workers made billions of dollars for United Technologies. And in return, they fired 2,100 Hoosiers.
Punched in the gut, stabbed in the back.
The best way to stay competitive is to move production to Monterrey, Mexico.
What am I going to do?
We have heard your anger and your disappointment over Carrier's decision to move jobs here.
And we're not going away quietly.
Mexico's a disaster.
Would you work for $3 an hour?
Something's got to change in this country.
Workers take a stand outside the Carrier plant.
We've got to keep these jobs here.
We're here at a steelworkers hall because the workers are steelworkers. They belong to a union. This is their home turf. We want to thank you for coming out tonight. Hopefully tonight for you will be informative.
Right in the lens.
1 minute to the open. Tonight we're talking to the people that are most impacted by Carrier's decision to move to Mexico. What's this going to mean for their life, their family, their children? So really, what is the ripple effect of Carrier's decision to say, we're moving these jobs to Mexico? Tonight we're here to answer those questions. We've been covering this story now for 3 months. Behind me are the workers of Carrier.
We made a proposal to Carrier that would save them over $25 million a year.
But Carrier is saying that's not enough, because as you know, moving to Mexico will save them $65 million.
What is enough? And they said it's $5.85 an hour without pensions and health care. That was equivalent to $65 million. And so we recognize that there's no way we can work for $6 an hour, and that we cannot compete with wages in Mexico of $3 an hour.
So unless we have a miracle, unless the company decides to change its mind at the very last minute, it seems like the plant in Indianapolis is going to close.
We're going to keep fighting. I'm telling you, we're going to keep fighting.
Who are we? Steelworkers. What do we want? Justice. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back.
1,400 families are suffering. Kids, fathers, wives, everybody. Moving this crap to Mexico. Needs to stay right here.
Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back. Stand up. Fight back.
Carrier, rich and rude, we don't like your attitude.
We just waiting for the funeral to start, that's all.
I think what that coffin represents is they're burying themselves.
We're going to put a nail in this coffin to show Carrier 1,400 members that worked their behinds off to do a good job, and they're taking the jobs away.
So I think the coffin represents Carrier burying themselves. Because they're not going to get the quality and they're not going to get the perfection and stuff that we put our heart into every day, day in and day out.
Let's keep American jobs.
NAFTA, although it was our first free trade agreement, I don't think, in retrospect, looking back, that we did a very good job in protecting the American workers. I don't think we did that. We thought we did not.
How do you and your cronies in D.C. sleep at night, knowing that you're throwing people on the street over these bad trade deals?
Yeah. Well, again, I'm from here. I'm not a coin from D.C. I'm just a hard-working Hoosier, born and bred in Cartersville, Indiana, my hometown. Say they have an Ford plant down there. So I'm not in with those coins Washington, D.C. at all. So I sleep well, because I'm not in them. And like the councilman said on the panel before me, it has to take change in Washington, D.C. You have to do it. You have to let your voices be heard. Like Chuck just said right there, you've been double-crossed. You've been offered by all politicians. I can't trust any of them. So if you're going to really put a punch to somebody, take it to Washington, D.C. and quit making them fat cats.
Is NAFTA working? No. Hell no, it ain't working. And they can tweak it all they want, but it's not going to happen. The political people in Washington, D.C. are bought out by big business. The working people haven't got shit.
Do you believe that the company negotiated in good faith?
I do not. Not in the slightest
And
bit.
do you say that because you're union and you're supposed to say that, or do you say that because honestly, they just were not good?
Let me just tell you, my heart is with my members and their families and the jobs in the U.S. This company's attitude from the first day we met with them was, it's $65 million, we're going to Mexico, and there was no bargaining. They offered, I begged them at the table. I said, please work with us to identify savings that we can do.
Well, severance benefits and the effects bargaining means that we would go in and discuss, and as a union, we would try to negotiate the best severance package we could for every employee in the plant.
This is so frustrating that we're even here. This is all a bunch of crap. If we wanted Carrier to stay here, I'll tell you what it takes. Your Senate and your Congress telling them you're not getting one more damn defense contract where they make their hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. We can sit up here and say, what can the state do? What can the city do? We've done it all. It wasn't enough. We need our elected officials in D.C. who say they care about us to say enough. You're not getting one more contract. That's what it takes.
The only thing they understand is money and greed.
There was no reason other than really pure greed that they made that decision, and we all know that. It wasn't about the regulations. It was about the money, and it was about pleasing their shareholders. And it wasn't about the people that has invested their lives into making their company great. It wasn't about any of that. There's no reason for us to pretend or even spend time talking about that, because they never found any of those things. That's a lie, that's wrong.
I plead to you, those that are looking for those AC units, the small business owners, buy American. Send a signal, this is not going to happen anymore. If you do not continue to support middle-class jobs, then there's not going to be a middle class to support your products.
This is good, though. This is good. This is a good conversation. We need to have people talk and debate and exchange ideas and challenge each other.
Because everybody wants to save $1, but how much is enough? I mean, whenever you're making $7 billion, I think that's kind of going overboard a little bit.